Starting to miss my neighbors. There's no accounting for taste.
Be cautious. Be constant. Stunzenek prostendago, pazzo!
Leave it to me! Varanthus! I could go for some shut-eye about now. I'll get it open. Leave it to me! You're not getting through me. You're not getting through me. Leave it. You're not getting through me.
I'll get it open. Finished.
I'll see what I can find.
Ready, Watcher. I'm on the trail.
You're not.
Dead on!
Got you.
Fish, sweat, sulfur. You approach the flames that whisper clan with the stink of stalwart heavy upon you. You fill our halls with dreams of battle and bloodshed. Matron Forgash's clan. But it's rare that you thin-skinned folk know the difference. And stalwart. The villagers spy on our camps and spoil our hunts. They pick us off only to retreat behind their walls. Like a crack in the ice, they spread deeper into our lands with each waning moon. But we'll answer them blow for blow. Yet they come with weapons in hand, and mark their passage with the blood of my kind. And their strength fails, so they send you to carve a path through the fallen keep. Of course it does! It's the diseased carcass of a ruined civilization. It festers with restless spirits and rotten magics. I see. Ugh. Dreams. Hailstones falling like cannonballs from the ramparts. A frozen gale screeching through the tower door. My dreams drove me to found this clan. Now my dreams tell me that Stalwart's ambition will destroy us. The dreams show me a heap of rubble atop their village. Yet why would they send you? The night winds whispered this name to me. They found us, clubs and cannons ready. As for what we found on them, I've more trust in you than those villagers, or the next pack of fools they call here. I'll give you my blessing, and the remains of the last clods that passed through. Perhaps they found something of value to you. But you must keep Stalwart from harassing us further. Then take the bounty of your foolish predecessors. May it serve you better. You shall have the peace of flames that whisper. Though I wish you hadn't left so many dead in our caves. I hope your skills are as fine as your words. It is rare that a matron betrays her dreams. You may wander our camp freely.
I could go for some shut-eye about now. Laying low.
I'll get it open. Finished.
I could go for some shut-eye about now.
You work for the Dukes of the Valian Republics, huh?
For as long as they will allow.
Must be nice always knowing who you're supposed to serve.
Well, there are 5 of them, but even so, knowing who is easier than knowing how.
Any luck with Durgan's battery?
You did right in parlaying with Baragon. Don't know that anyone else here is gonna see it that way, but I thought you should know. Any progress with Devala? And I thought you were going to get rid of Devala, not sell me out to her. What she said is true. I had a gambling problem when I was younger. I've paid 7 years of my life for it. I won't pay any more. As for the boy, I didn't want to hurt him. But he saw me as I was sneaking out of the stockade. I wish it had gone differently. But I'd do it again. Anything to keep from getting sent back to that place. Oh, thank Thank the gods. Every last one of them. I never thought I'd see this day. And thank you most of all. Here, take this. And tell Hafric that he can keep the rest of the week's fee. I'm off.
You find anything? Hate to think of those slimy bastards carrying my haul into a freezing hole somewhere. Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's Battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know? Who? No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renengild, or anyone else in town for that matter. We were operating on our own.
You couldn't have known, Father. Everything that happened, it was my doing. I tried to free myself, but
Stranger, I never imagined I could not hope to see my son again. But you have returned him to me. You will always be welcome here. May the gods turn their gaze from you, stranger, and may your path be clear.
Father wants me to stay inside for a time. I don't think I can face anyone just yet.
Alof. Never before have I met an Adiran man so hesitant to speak his mind.
I'm not hesitant. I just, like to consider my words carefully.
You should really hear yourself talk, amigo.
That's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere.
I could go for some shut-eye about now.
Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you? No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra. I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget. I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows where it is. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish. You won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice. And the company's welcome.
Need something else? Been running it for... Need anything else?
Feels like it's hardly worth putting the huts back up.
Better than standing out here shivering.
Starting to miss my neighbors.
Ready, Watcher. Right.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
could go for some shut-eye about now.
Found some. I'll get it open. Finished. Let's go!
Leave it to me!
Of course.
I've got it. I've got it.
All right, then.
The stench. Even worse when dead.
Behind
Got him
us!
and bring him. Baragon spoke of this one. Let him be.
That's it!
Net bostenago bats.
Nice and slow. Found something.
Keeping an eye out.
These ones are in for a walloping!
Hey,
Francis! How man? I shall deal with this one. That's it!
of course. Hey. Course.
Lava will be on sea!
All right, then.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Lava will be on...
Sundunek Kostenago, bastard!
Lava will...
Parathis! That's it!
Lava will...
Sundunek Kostenago, bastard!
Parathis! Parathis! Faru, be on seek! La Faru, be on...
I'll get it open. Finished.
I'm free! No cell can hold me!
Back again? I told you. Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh? And an accent I hear too rarely around these stammering mountain folk. But you go straight to business. We appreciate that, don't we?
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults. But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards. Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar? I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postenagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Galvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
I should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
Of course you would. What would anyone here do without me? Sientere. It has been a long time since anyone addressed me so. The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep. But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived, disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith. And the door itself, it is infused with living essence. Perfetto! This is the crux of the matter. The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants. Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the high towers. The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls. But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters. Traditional Aptapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from. That is why you need a Kantek. That's the simple explanation. A Kantek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold. Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kantek. To learn the Kantek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no? But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart, like fine wine poured into a cheap pot. But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an animancer. A watcher? Diverus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains. You would have to learn the Kantek from the dormant soul, and to do that, you would have to awaken it. Oh, yes. Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not. That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no? It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus. An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness. When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so. Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, preferably by name. But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories. These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken. Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe you awaken someone else. Here, this has been tuned to the Aeon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery. Who can say? None have yet opened Durgan's battery. But the ones that came before you, I think they got close. You may wish to find them and see what they discovered. Most interesting. They spent many days at the battery door. This looks like something that once belonged there. It is a pleasure to have such a courteous guest for a change. A shame you must dirty your boots in Stalwart.
I'm going with him.
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in that beautiful head I crafted?
No one will bother me while I'm with him. Besides, I can help him find people in Stalwart.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me. This charming specimen is a convicted murderer. The Devil of Carrick, she's called.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
Killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment. Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler! Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
And of crushing your throat.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece. Why build a fortress or a village or anything? To make something that keeps, It was the early days of the legacy. My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals. I thought there was a better way.
One with a Plum Academy job back in Salona. Don't forget that part.
She committed her first crime in the village of Karak. Burned a family alive in their home. Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but the name stuck.
Here we go.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
My life's ambition, to serve somebody's useful purpose.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment. Then, I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, now you got 'em all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it. Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse. She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the elements would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, and she cannot perform all of it herself.
See, he's reminding me, in case I get any bright ideas.
She's a fine specimen, her personality notwithstanding. Quay? No, you don't know what you ask. This woman, the Devil of Karik, she was a notorious murderer, burned people alive all over the region. Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her. So you get use of the Devil's services, and I get the satisfaction of knowing those stiffnecks are sweating through their small clothes, eh? It's a deal.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it, a bargain. A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes? Perhaps you could do me a favor. There is a man in the village named Grinde, the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking plates with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems. That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. He turned them all against me. Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles. Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is, and let him live with the disgrace. He's always been a Ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery, sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later. I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty, find his Ripple sponge, and show it to Renengild. Do not answer me now, but when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said. Your misgivings collect like grime on a doorstep, but think, if this Grinde is a fraud, does he not deserve to be exposed? But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day. Other projects, they are none of your concern. For years I've been trying to create another like the Devil of Karik. Yet those post-Enagos in Stalwart destroyed my machinery. Now, I can only create these broken, mindless things. The Devil remains my most perfect creation. Smugglers, slavers, fugitives, the kind of riffraff that pass this way. Rarely missed, and good work to keep my little devil busy. I can't present the devil of Carrick to the academies, can I? A mad woman and a murderer? No. I need to bring a success to the republics.